This speech is on the power of compound interest for retirement. Understanding how to make your money work for you is critical for retirement. And this is really something that's not taught in school. And most people, when they hear compound interest, they find it difficult and confusing to understand. So I'm going to try and simplify it so that we can all, get a better understanding of it and how it works. Now, the historical importance of interest is significant. We all know that. You see what happens during coronavirus or the recession, how that affects the economy and interest rates. And this has been around for a long time. Now, according to Wiley, interest extends as far back as the Mesopotamian, Greek, and Roman civilizations, and its roots stem from agriculture and the first incarnations of land and money loans. Compound interest is a critical component to grasp, and if you understand it at an early age, it will make you rich. And I wish I would have learned this when I was 18, 19, 20 years old, because I would be set up really well, in my retirement account. And really, compound interest revolves around the rule of 72. And what that is you basically divide the interest rate that you'll be receiving on your returns on your 401k savings or your savings accounts. You just divide that by 72. And so when you take that interest rate divided by 72, it tells you over how many years your money will double. Now, if we apply this, most of us are familiar with our 401ks. That's the vehicle for most of our, our retirement. So within our 401ks, we have usually stocks or bonds, and that just varies depending on our risk level. Owning stock, shares of stock, basically makes you an owner of a company. It represents more risk, and also you're the last to get paid during liquidation. And this came from Primerica.com, which is one of the leading financial service and insurance companies in the market. Now, conversely, investing in bonds, you're not an owner if you invest in bonds. You're a creditor, essentially. You're loaning the government or municipality money, and they have to pay you back. And then represents less risk. You're the first to get paid back during liquidation or bankruptcy or anything like that. And an example of the interest with those stocks and bonds. Bonds typically average around a 9% interest rate. Stocks and mutual funds can get up to 12%. And again, it all depends on your risk level. So if we apply the rule of 72 to compound interest in an example, let's take two brothers. Their grandmother dies, leaves them each $50,000. We'll call them brother one, brother two, just to make it easy to understand. Brother one takes this $50,000 and he puts it into a savings account in the bank. And we'll be generous and say that account will yield him, a 3% return on his investment. So he's 30 years old. He's going to leave it in there for 35 years. Take it out at 65 for retirement. Brother two talks with a financial advisor, puts his into a mutual fund, and that mutual fund will average him about 12% over that same 35 years. So if we extrapolate that, brother one, when he retires at 65, he'll end up with $140,000 for retirement over those 35 years. Brother two is going to end up with approximately $2 million. So that's a $1.8 million difference, and the only difference in that, they put the same amount of money in, just brother two knew where to put it, and that's because his money grew over, it compounded annually. So the easiest way to explain it is that your money is earning interest each year. Well, it continues to grow over the years, and that sum compounds on top of each other. So you're not just applying the 9 or the 12% to your initial number of 50,000. It's going to compound annually. And so that's the power of it. And that's how your money can really grow depending on your rate of return. So hopefully this makes sense. Hopefully it helps a little bit understand how to save for retirement. Keep in mind, it can also work against you. And this is what your credit card companies and the banks use against you. And they really don't want you to know. So thank you.